Hello and welcome to the FXReturn.com weekly Forex preview for Tuesday, November 11th, 2008. It's now 22:30 GMT, a little past 5:20 p.m. East Coast time. Our numbers are updated about an hour ago, and you can see the euro trading 25.08 right here. It's down about 11 pips off the numbers that we just put up. And you can see we're trading in the downtrend. We're looking to calculate a retracement for this euro. We needed a close above 30.80, and we just can't seem to get it. It's forming what's called a symmetrical triangle right now, with the most likely outcome, based on past performances, although they're not indicative of the future, is that this would pour out to some level to the downside. I've got support at 2100 and then 1985 and then 1550 with resistance back at 2760. We're currently 2510. You can see the downtrend. We needed to close above this 3080 level, and we weren't able to do it. The MACD is still building a little bit to the downside. Stochastics have come through the 20 level. So to me, it doesn't look increasingly bullish right now. The fact that also the MACD was shaded by the oscillator told me this was very weak, and we needed that close. So it doesn't look good. When we take a look at the bottom of the trend channel, you can see right down in here a level closer to 2100, and then the extension of this at 1985 if the euro does in fact fill out the rest of this downtrend channel. When we look at the pound, we see similar story. We needed 6180. 6180 to close above to try and put a regression to this downtrend channel. Can't do it. Looks like it's forming an ascending triangle with a flat bottom and a sloping downward slope like this. You can see a good example of that in our Forex trading class, 53.78 right now. You can see the bottom of the trend channel coming in much level closer to 49.85. When we look at the pounds numbers, 53.78 currently. Next support's at 52.50. Then the bottom there, 49.80 on to 47.10. Resistance moves back to 5500, which just broke through, and then the big 61.80 level, which is through the top of this ascending triangle. We'll have to see how this pans out. 53.77 currently. With the trend, as you can see, the moving averages are crossed up here, and we're falling away right now. Euro yen, same story. Trying to use this back test line. It looked like we were going to close above the important levels, but we couldn't do it. Stochastics have fallen back through the 20 line. Not very strong to me. And as we fall away from the moving averages, the MACD builds to the downside. In the euro yen, you've got to look at 2110 as the next level with 1980 below it, and the bottom of this extended trend line at 1555. When we look at the Swiss franc, we see that's moving in the opposite direction, and we can see that we just came through our 1816 level. Currently 1874, now 1876. We've been following this uptrend. Right off here, stochastics came back through, stochastics trading through 80, MACD still building above the trigger, 1876 currently, taking out the top of this sloping trend line. The next level that we have for the Swiss franc, again, 2100. Support moves to 1816 and then 1451. We look at the Canadian dollar, also moving up, 120.66. First Fibonacci level was 20.55. The next fib retracement is 22.37 and 24.19. Before we have to assume something different, we do have support coming in at the bottom of this trend channel. That support line, that would be a major support. If that breaks, then you would look at this as like an A, a B, and then a C down. If it doesn't break, we could still follow B up to these next retracement levels, is how you're supposed to do it. When we look at the dollar Canadian, we see that 2055, 22.37, and 24.19 to the upside. Downside supports 1973. And then not much below this trend line all the way to 1578. So that's the story in Canadian dollar. It's been moving like Swissy upwards, following the lead. Dollar yen, not so much. Dollar yen looks a lot like euro yen in this downtrend. There's the euro yen, deep downtrend. There's the yen, the euro, another deep downtrend. And then let's look at the euro yen. That's also in a downtrend. Can't close above this 98.50 and make any momentum to the upside above the 150-day moving average. A little bit of MACD pressure to the downside right now, combined with the stochastics coming through 20. You're going to have to look at Euro Yen for clues. If it breaks through this trend channel, I don't think the dollar yen is going to be able to hold on to these levels, and we may have to see pushes to 95.50. So that's our outlook. Let's check the levels. There you see 95.78, 92.70, 92.65 are the levels for the yen, to see if it can break out of this range that we've been in for the better part of the last couple weeks. Right in here, 96.50 to like the 102. We'll have to see if we can get some momentum, but if you see here, back in this area of the chart, when we broke back through the MACD, got some momentum back to the downside in a downtrend. When these were crossed, stochastics start to move through that 20. You can see some acceleration. So I want to be wary right here, because I am getting some MACD downward pressure, and I am coming through the 20 level. There was the last little one. Let's see if this one has any more steam to it in dollar yen. And then you can see the euro still trading 25.10 and the pound 53.79. Looks like going to be a lot of pressure right here on the British pound. So thanks for following along with this. Let's take a quick look at what's going to impact us for the rest of the week. It's been quiet news-wise. See a lot of tactical momentum pushing to the downside in the currencies. 21.45 retail sales tomorrow out of New Zealand. We look at Thursday's 13:30 GMT U.S. and Canadian trade balance figures come out, followed up by Friday's U.S. core retail sales. And that's what we've got. So light news events this week. And so maybe it'll be a little bit more technically driven as we get further into the week. So for Tuesday, November 11th, this has been your FX Return Weekly Market Preview. Thanks so much for following along with us today, and I will see you tomorrow night for our Wednesday New Zealand Retail Sales TON live trading video. Bye-bye.